Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. Let's continue our investigation of Master YongHua's most excellent Chanchi instructions. Go ahead.
我们修行呢，它的宗旨就是研究法华经。他知道这个法华经是会三归一这个道理。
So in his cultivation, his purpose is to study the Dharma Flower Sutra. He knows that the Dharma Flower Sutra is the principle of gathering in the three and returning them to one.
会三就是声闻缘觉菩萨这三乘，然后归一佛乘。
Gathering in the three refers to the three vehicles of sound hearers, Pratyeka Buddha and Bodhisattva, and then returning them to one, returning them to the Buddha vehicle.
会三归一的。
Gathering in the three and returning them to one. 会就是佛教会这个会，会三归一，就是把这个三呢都归到佛乘。 Gathering in the three and returning them to one means returning all the three to the Buddha vehicle.
那无量寿经呢是净土的因。 他一生的宗旨就是讲《妙法莲华经》和讲这个《无量寿佛经》。
So the Infinite Life Sutra is the cause for rebirth in the Pure Land. The purpose of his whole life was to lecture on the Lotus Sutra and the Infinite Life Sutra.
有人来他就讲。 甚至一个人来，他也可以讲这两组经，或者讲《妙法莲华经》，或者讲《无量寿佛经》。
When people came, he would lecture. Even if only one person came, he would lecture on these two sutras, either the Lotus Sutra or the Infinite Life Sutra.
要没有人呢，他就诵念，他就念诵这个《法华经》。 和无量寿经，这是他的功课。
If no one came, he would recite. He would chant the Lotus Sutra and the Infinite Life Sutra. This was his homework. 这一位法师。 在这个山住很久，这个山叫什么名字呢？叫浅青山。 This Dharma master has lived on this mountain for a long time. What is the name of this mountain? It's called Qianqing Mountain.
Okay, now stop here and go back over the last section. A short one. Okay, so he saw a mountain. After visiting a lot of teachers, great teachers, wise teachers, and he didn't really find anyone suitable that he could have good affinities with. So he kept going, and one day, maybe probably out of tiredness, he found a mountain, okay? And he saw that the energy was appropriate, was good. So he decided to stay and cultivate there. These monks, they go a lot by energy, like many of you. You go by your intuition, okay? And that's your wisdom right there. Only if you can know how to wield it consistently. All right, so his cultivation, what did he do to cultivate? Went back to his basics. Remember when he first started, learn about the 3 stores, the Sutra store, Vinaya store, and the Shastra store. He studied them when he was when he first started his being a home person. Now, as cultivation, he delved deeper into the study of the Dharma Flower Sutra. And when studying the Dharma Flower Sutra, this is a very profound sutra. This is the perfect teaching from the Buddha. The Buddha spent his entire life preparing people so that the elite disciples of his would be able to listen and learn about the Dharma Flower Sutra. Okay, so Buddhas also spend their lives preparing the students to receive the ultimate teaching. The ultimate wisdom is in the Dharma Flower Sutra. What is this principle? Principle is you all can become Buddhas. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Meaning that you should not set your sight on anything lower than that. Any achievement lower than that is only temporary. Eventually, you'll find the only real reward for you, the most satisfying thing for your life would be to achieve Buddhahood, to go on the path of Buddhahood. Okay? And he says here, furthermore, the principle in the Dharma flower is to gathering the 3 and bringing them to the 1. Okay, and then he explains. The 3 refers to the 3 vehicles. The 3 vehicles, another jargon you should know. This is basic Mahayana concepts. You should know a little bit and keep on hearing about it anyway. 3 vehicles are sound hearers, Pratyeka Buddha, and Bodhisattva. What's the difference between these 3 vehicles? The sound hearer is that these are the first disciples of the Buddha. The Buddha, when he taught his disciples, he spoke Dharma to them, specifically for them. So by listening to the Buddha's lectures, teachings, his disciples became enlightened. They reached enlightened there, and in Hinayana, those Hinayana people, sound hearers and Pratyeka Buddhas are Hinayana practitioners. Hinayana practitioners are able to reach 4th stage Arhat as a sound hearer. Pratyeka Buddha would be the next a little bit higher level. The wisdom is a little bit higher than a sound hearer, or the Arhats. Sound hearers level attainment in Buddhism is called Arhats level. We call it 1, 2, 3, 4A. 1st stage Arhat, 2nd stage Arhat, 3rd stage Arhat, and 4th stage Arhat. Okay, so those are the early achievers of in cultivation, and after that, you can even go. There's a branch. You can go into Pratyeka Buddhahood, where you get a little bit higher, but that's different. Usually, Pratyeka Buddhahood, you cultivate different kind of Dharma. Okay, we in Mahayana don't recommend it. We don't like the Pratyeka Buddha path. It's not good for you. It's a dead end. Okay, it's dead end because it's self-serving. It's a very important concept, folks. We teach you this thing here for you to blossom. And the reason that you cannot blossom is if you keep on plotting for yourself, like a Pratyeka Buddhas. That's not acceptable. Okay, so in Mahayana, we teach you a little bit about the Pratyeka Buddha vehicle because the principles are good, but we don't encourage you to practice it. Okay, we teach you about how they arrive at this wisdom. so that you understand the concept. You understand the process of cultivation. But we don't want you to cultivate it. Is that clear? So this is where you see the clear differentiation between knowing how to do it and doing it. You talk about the process, you learn about the process, and then you must do it. You see, for us in Mahayana, it's very clear. In Buddhism, very clear. So in Pratyeka Buddha vehicle, second vehicle here, we teach our principle because the principle is good, but we don't want you to practice it. Please don't. So the last thing you want to do is practice it. Okay? It's no good for you. Wisdom is good, but the practice is no good for you. Is that clear? This is the one example in Mahayana where you differentiate clearly between knowledge and execution. Buddhism, it takes both. Knowledge, you can learn. Okay? Execution, you have to be taught. Knowledge, you can learn from books, from listening. Execution, you need feedback. That's why. That's the difference. Knowledge, you can read anything, anywhere, anytime. But execution is when you need feedback. You cannot do it by yourself. You do it by yourself, too slow. That's Hinayana. We, Mahayana people, don't do that. Unless in special cases like the 6-page chart, like Master YongHua, where they cultivated by themselves, Master Weishan cultivated by themselves, that's different. But you're not at that level, you want guidance. All right? So we talk about 3 vehicles, sound hearers, okay? Pratyeka Buddha. And finally, the third vehicle is a Bodhisattva vehicle where you learn when you are trained to become enlightened. This is what we call big enlightenment versus small enlightenments of the sound hearers and Pratyeka Buddhas. Big picture. That's all you need to know. The Hinayana only learn about the sound hearers and they're happy. It's so small. Pratyeka Buddhas, a little bit better, but nowhere near the flavors of the prajna wisdom that bodhisattvas develop. Okay? But they're interconnected. The sound hearers are the first base in all Mahayana teaching. You need to reach a sound hearer or the 4th stage Rahat before we can teach you to move on the Bodhisattva vehicle, Bodhisattva Dharmas. Okay? Pratyeka Buddha, again, Dharma, we don't teach it. We don't encourage you to practice it. We teach it, but we don't want you to practice it. I can't make myself clearer than that. We can explain to you, we talk about principle, we discuss it, but don't practice. Okay? It's for losers, if you ask me. It's important for you to know this because very few masters explain this to you, give you this big picture. And most of them teach you about Hinayana, meaning sound hearer, dharmas. Some of them will teach about Tibetan, okay? Tibetan is not Bodhisattva vehicle, by the way, in my humble opinion, okay? I'm offending a lot of people, but truth be told, this is why I'm resigned to being obscure and poor and ridiculed or slandered, because I'm affecting a lot of people. You should know the truth. Truth be told, okay? I cannot give you more details on that because that would be hurtful to them, harmful to them. So I tell you in general, if you are interested, I like the Thai practitioners, okay? You go to Thailand, you learn a lot about the good teachers there. They're good. How do you know they're good? They're good because they're certified by the system. There's a, what's the name they call themselves in Thai for great? I forgot. And my disciples, you've been with me and been to these Thai people. Do you remember what's the same title they conferred upon themselves? They were conferred upon them once they reached fourth stage Arhat. You're a bunch of idiots. Yes, you too. Can't even remember the big names. Go ahead, Wei Mao.
Master, I remember the title was Achan or something like that.
No, Achan is teacher.
Oh.
What's this guy in Ontario? It's the name and then
Achan Samrai.
Fadra. Sam Fradra. That's a great. Okay? You see, because this is only in the system. It's like in our Chinese system, we have a certification by the patriarchs. Okay? So we say this patriarch here, Master Shah certified, the second patriarch, that's for real. Over there, when they call Fradra, right? I haven't talked to them for a long time.
Master is Fra Achan Fra. Fra Achan Sampai, Phra.
Fra, okay, Fra, that's great, okay? Great is a designation in the Thai system where they certify that they reach fourth stage Arhat. And you can trust it because in the system, for your information, okay, again, don't tell them because they get offended, because I recognize some of them, is that the group there on top, there's some bodhisattvas there. They're not fourth stage Arhat. They claim the fourth stage Arhat, but actually some of them are bodhisattvas. Okay? So that's why that council there, when they certify someone, is for real. Those people can recognize each other. Okay? Of course, the sound hearers, the Arhats, cannot possibly recognize the bodhisattvas. Okay? But bodhisattvas can recognize the Arhats. Low-level people can recognize higher, but high-level people can recognize them. Okay? Case in point. I went with the old monk to this Thai temple in Ontario, and we stand there. We spent about an hour there. We used to go there often in the early days of Blue Mountain Temple, and we learned how they did business and so forth, how they worked, and did a lot of blessings, which their people like. We don't do blessings, by the way. We don't sit here and bless you. Okay? Or after the lecture or after the ceremony, they would say, bless you. Okay? It's like reward. Okay? I was tempted to do that, but it looked funny, you know. Anyway. And I brought the old monk for his exposure, much XC, and this guy, this abbot, who is a big shot in Thailand, by the way. Northern Thailand is very, very big. But he and his master built at the Ontario temple. Buddhist temple, Ontario Buddhist Temple of America, something like that. Has been a while. I haven't seen it for a while. It used to be with the late ex-Xian Ren. Okay, that's her connection. Anyway, and so I brought the old monk along, and we came and talked to him. He had a bunch of. He's kind of cool in Ontario. They have a small building where they put all the relics of the arhats. Okay, it's very impressive. That is the place that has the strongest chi in the entire temple. It's 5 acres. 5 acres on one side of the street, another 5 acres across the street. This main temple there, they have a small building about yay big from that wall there to the first row. This is about it, about that size. And you go in there, it's even smaller than that. It's surrounded by walls on the walls, surrounded by relics of these arhats, okay? And the chi is very, very strong, okay? It's very good, much stronger than his. You put so many of them together, of course, it's stronger than him and than his. But so we talked a lot. We spent a lot of time together. That's how I learned a lot more about the Thai system. And even someone tried to introduce me to the top, the top guy, top monk as well. And I was almost got to see him, but he had to go and never came back. Anyway, I wanted to bow to him. And for big shot, you see, big shot, you want to bow to get blessings. Okay, that's my rule. When I see a big person, big monk, I bow. You never lose when you bow to a big monk. You take their blessings. Suck up your blessings. Anyway, so he because the old monk is oblivious, okay? He would come and say, hey, I will fix you. Help you with your back and so forth, okay? And then because he couldn't recognize the old monk, okay, level. The old monk's level is much higher than 4th stage arhat. And then the old monk is happy, oh, it feels good. And he came over to me and he wanted to do me. And then in the last minute, he stopped and said, go ahead, do me. I will suck your energy. But he stopped. Yeah. Anyway, that is to tell you that the sound hearers cannot recognize the high levels. That's why. We can see them, but they can't see us. Yeah. All right, so the Bodhisattvas are the big enlightenment, sound hearers, and Pratyeka Buddha, small enlightenment, okay? Then returning them to one, meaning from these 3 vehicles of the sound hearers, Pratyeka Buddhas, and Bodhisattva vehicles, okay? Each one is different because they carry, the capacity of carrying is different, okay? So Bodhisattva, of course, we can help a lot. So it's called big vehicle because it can transport a lot of living beings to the Nirvana shore, the shore of liberation, where they will never suffer again. The Pratyeka Buddha, a little bit bigger vehicle than the sound hearer. Sound hearer is actually very limited. They can't carry that many people. Okay, so that's why the samadhi is important. You practice the spiritual path, the samadhi measures your strength, your ability to carry the workload. It's not talk. It's not knowledge. You have to be able to carry the load. Okay? That's where one side is knowledge, the other side is cultivation to build your strength to carry the workload. Is that clear? That's the gist of Buddhism. And after these 3 vehicles, then you return them to the one, meaning you combine these 3 and you guide them back to the Buddha vehicle. All right? Very good. So gathering in the 3 and returning to the Buddha vehicle. Okay? So in other words, these 3 vehicles are basically preparations for the big prize. all right? And I said it before in the past, okay? These three vehicles, in the past, it used to bother me that the sound here and practical Buddhas can get lost if they're not careful. And finally I understood, no worries, if Buddha taught you, therefore Buddha has a way to help you regardless, okay? So, anyway, Buddha vehicle, okay. And then this Fa Guang, this Great Master Fa Guang, specialized in this Infinite Life Sutra, okay? And it's interesting here personally for me, because I came from the Chan side, where you practice Chan, you learn Chan, you teach Chan, to train people, okay? That's our core training techniques is from Chan. Chan is the most advanced training techniques in all of Buddhism. Better than Pure Land, better than Tantric, better than anything, okay? And so, but for him here, it's kind of interesting. For him, he's more on the learning side, okay? He studies sutras, he studies shastras, he studied Vinaya and so forth. And I can see why it worked for him, okay? But it's not something that most of you will be able, the kind of path most of you will be able to tread, because it's really very special cases, if you will. The way that his life unfolded, he got to this level, is interesting, very, very interesting, okay? And so he specialized in Infinite Life Sutra, you see, with all his knowledge of Vinaya, of Shastras, of Sutras, the Buddha's entire canon of wisdom, he chose to explain the Pure Land Dharma. Basically, he says, because it's the best thing possible for you. This is another example, another evidence for you to see that going to the Pure Land is the most important thing you can achieve, even from a monk who has such great wisdom as Master Fa Guang. He says, the purpose of my life is that if I want to share you the most important knowledge you should have is go to the Pure Land. Look at that, okay? And finally, the going to the Pure Land is not enough. You still have to learn about the Lotus Sutra, because you go to the Pure Land to become a Buddha. You don't just go Pure Land for vacations, okay? And he would lecture on these two sutras. And to me, it's kind of interesting. How could you possibly, explain only two sutras repeatedly? I'd be bored to death. Can you see yourself going to a lecture every single, over and over again to the same lecture? I said, don't see it. I think we, in a Dharma ending era, we don't have that kind of patience. But regardless, the fact that people gather and listen to sutras, it's really wonderful for the participants as well as for the whole area, okay? When you, like tonight, when we talk about this Dharma here, we practice here, I don't know, you can notice that this neighborhood here is becoming more peaceful than usual. Anyone? You don't walk around anymore? It's easier to see the gold forest, okay? It's more peaceful than normal, than usual. Because don't think you cultivate it by yourself. A lot of invisible beings are cultivating here as well, okay? And when they cultivate, they have their own Dharma protection to secure the area, okay? And keep out the troublemakers. That's why it's more peaceful, okay? And So it's good for the area, good for the city. So it gets bigger and bigger depending on your level of cultivation. And it's not something that's not only about this local area, but also about you as well. You come listen to the lectures, you absorb this positive yang qi, okay, this qi, this, and then it helps you physically, helps you spiritually, and you bring it back home, to your family, okay, which you bring back wholesome energy, good energy for your own homes, for your own neighborhood. So it's kind of a long way to explain to you how beneficial it is. It's a lot more beneficial than people realize. Okay, you're doing a lot of good when you participate in these events. Okay, in fact, that's why even if only one person shows up, traditionally, the Dharma master will lecture regardless. If no one shows up, then he doesn't have to lecture, okay? So the mere fact you show up, you actually are benefiting a lot of people yourselves, okay? And if no one came, he would recite Lotus Sutra and the Infinite Life Sutra. Look at that. That's his specialty. He wants Lotus Sutra, Infinite Life Sutra. Lotus Sutra because it's that's a perfect teaching from the Buddha, okay? The most advanced teaching for our realm, for human realm. Don't worry, Avatamsaka Sutra is for Bodhisattva's realms, okay? But for us human realm, Lotus Sutra is the supreme wisdom, most suitable for us. And Infinite Life Sutra is that for losers like us in a Dharma ending age, where it's unlikely we become a sutra, we become a Buddha this lifetime, and if you can't become a Buddha this lifetime, go to the Pure Land. That's all you need to remember. Okay? There is a way out for us. If we are not good enough, we should go to the Western Bliss Pure Land where Buddha will take care of us and teach us. In one lifetime, we become a Buddha, just like Amitabha Buddha. Okay, so that's what he did. Okay, next section, started by talking about the mountain where he chose to cultivate by the name of Jianjing Mountain. Okay. All right, let's continue, please.
当时啊，就有这种的很危险的这种传染病发生，在这个附近，净流山呢这个地方。
At that time, a very dangerous infectious disease occurred near this area, Jinglei Mountain.
这个人呢，得了这个病，就治不好。
Someone who contracted this disease could not be cured.
你请医生来治，连医生都一起死了，哎，就这么厉害。
When you invited a doctor to come to your home to treat the illness, even the doctor would die together with the patient. That's how fierce it was.
所以呀，医生也是泥菩萨过海，自身难保。
So the doctor is also like a clay bodhisattva crossing the sea, unable to save even himself.
用泥造的那个菩萨过海，自身难保。
That bodhisattva made of clay crossing the sea cannot even protect himself.
啊，这位法师呢，在这时候就大显神通了。显什么神通呢？
This Dharma master, at this moment, greatly manifested his spiritual penetrations. What kind of spiritual penetration did he manifest?
他原来呀，就修这个大慈悲法，也就是大悲咒。
Originally, he practiced this great compassion Dharma, which is the great compassion mantra.
啊，他呀，也有42手眼。
Probably also including the 42 hands and eyes.
那么遇到这种呢，这叫瘟疫病，瘟疫传染病。
So when encountering this kind of, it's called an epidemic illness, an infectious contagious disease.
请医生来看呢，连医生也一起死，这种病是最厉害的。他呢，就做了一个不请的医生。
When a doctor is invited to take a look at a patient, even the doctor dies. This kind of illness is the most fierce. Therefore, he became an uninvited doctor.
不要人请，他自己呀，就到这个有病的家里去给人治病。
Without anyone inviting him, he himself would just go to the sick person's home to treat people's illness.
到了一个家庭里，他也有病啊，他给一念大悲咒就好了。
Upon arriving in a household where there was a sick person, the moment he began reciting great compassion mantra, as a result, the illness was cured.
因为他慈悲心，又会诵这个咒力。
Because his mind was kind and compassionate. Furthermore, he was able to recite this mantra, power.
这个咒力不是密宗的咒，这个咒没有一个密，没有一个不密。
This mantra power is not a mantra of the secret school Buddhism. This mantra has neither secret nor non-secret.
不过故意起个名说是密宗，实际上呢，密就说不出来了，说出来的就不密。
Just deliberately giving a name and calling it secret school, in reality, secret just cannot be expressed. Once it is spoken, then it is no longer secret.
所以呢，《六祖坛经》上，那慧明问说：“上来密语密意外，仍有秘密者乎？”
Therefore, in the Sixth Patriarch Platform Sutra, Venerable Huiming asks, outside of the aforementioned secret word and secret intentions, are there still secrets?
这个六祖就说：“密在汝边呢，密呀，在你那里边呢，谁也不知道的。”
The Sixth Patriarch said, the secret is right there beside you. The secret, it's inside there with you. No one else knows it.
于汝说者，既非密也。我能说出来告诉你的，就不是密了。
What I can tell you isn't a secret. If I can say it and explain it to you, then it isn't a secret anymore.
所以呀，这个咒也是，不要顾神气说这是蔽日。
So it's the same with mantras too. Don't deliberately make what you're saying sound mysterious. This is a secret.
秘密你怎么知道的？你知道就不是秘密，那我要知道更不是秘密了，他要知道也不是秘密了。
A secret? How do you know it? The moment you know it, it isn't a secret anymore. And if I know it, it's even less a secret. If he knows it too, then it's not a secret at all.
啊，那么这就勉强给他起个名说这个是秘密。
So we just kind of force a name onto it and say, this is a secret.
实际上秘而不秘，不秘而秘。
In reality, it's secret yet not secret, not secret yet secret.
这个今天这个法是俺们这个没有密宗的人来这么讲，要有。
So as for today's teaching, for us people who don't practice secret school, we speak like this.
有密宗的人呢，在这种一听呢，把他肚皮都给气的去爆开，去爆开。所以
If someone from the secret school were here listening to this, they'd get so angry their belly skin would puff up, so mad it would burst.
昨天晚上不讲这个，才肚皮都差不多爆了。咱们要讲，更危险。
So last night we didn't discuss this, yet his belly skin was just about to ready to burst anyway. If we did talk about it, then it'd be even more dangerous.
他念这个大悲咒，就把这个瘟疫鬼呀，就都给赶走。
So when he recited the Great Compassion mantra, he drove this plague ghost, all these plague ghosts away.
那个这种治不好的病，的确是有鬼的。
As for this kind of incurable illness, indeed, there's a ghost.
你要得开了五眼，你就看得见的。那
Once you open the five eyes, then you'll be able to see it.
鬼，那鬼也像具体有多少那么多，就像蚂蚁。
Those ghosts, there are so many of them, similar to ants, that many.
我不知道有多少。
I don't know how many there are.
很多啥事情都鬼也有很多啥事。
Besides there being as many Buddhas as the sands of the Ganges, there are also as many ghosts as the sands of the Ganges.
有的开天眼的人呢，开五眼六通的人呢。
So some people who have opened the heavenly eye, people who have opened the five eyes and attained the six spiritual penetrations.
本来呢，参禅也不念佛，也不持咒，是参禅。
Originally, when investigating Chan, there is also no reciting the Buddha's name, also no upholding mantras. It is investigating Chan.
那么他以前如果要持咒，他持的是什么咒？
So if he used to uphold mantras, which mantra did he uphold?
我知道他吃的是什么饭，他不能说单说吃咒，我知道他是吃的什么咒，我要说他念。
I want to know which mantra he upheld. He can't just say he upheld a mantra. I want to know exactly which mantra he upheld.
念那个天的名字，
Why recite the name of the Lord, God?
Okay, let's stop here.
最难的。
Usually, what is the hardest part?
Wow, there's a lot of slides we went through. Okay, back on slide 229. Okay, so the master Fa Guang was cultivating at this mountain, Jianjing Mountain in China. At the time, there's some serious disease, some infectious disease in this area, in the Jinglei Mountain. Okay, so a nearby mountain. And disease is incurable. And even doctors would die with patients because even doctors cannot cure them, and they got infected. They also themselves die. So another folklore thing about the Chinese Buddhism, they talk about clay bodhisattva crossing the sea, cannot save himself, meaning a Buddha, a statue, a clay statue bodhisattva on a boat. And if that's a bodhisattva in clay crossing the sea of suffering, cannot even save himself. So it would sink. So anyway, so this Dharma master, Master Fa Guang, was different. He then showed his usefulness. Okay. This is what happens. You don't show your spiritual penetrations until there's a need. Okay? And even though he had a lot of powers, he never showed it until there's a great need for it. Okay? The need came along because of the infectious disease. Okay? So because of that need to go to work, this is when he went to work, using what he had. And what did he use? He used a great compassion mantra. And Master Hsuan Kama is probably for two hands and eyes as well, maybe. Encountering this epidemic, most doctors cannot handle it. They cannot handle the sickness themselves, but he could. He would show up, and he was able to help a lot of people. And no discrimination. When they knew about him, they believed in him. They invited him to come to go to their houses, to their places. He would go and treat the people's illness. Let me tell you, he didn't have to go either, but he would go. Maybe why would he go, do you think? Why did he choose to go to people's homes to heal them, to cure them? Anyone else? Anyone care to venture a guess? I'm telling you, he didn't have to go, but he went. Why? You monks have so much to learn. You're going to be in trouble without me. Why did he choose to go, even though he didn't have to go? Yes, sir. Compassion, yeah, he had to go and show, I'm very compassionate. This man to go to his house. Come and show me your compassion. Very good. Yes, one.
Maybe he was supported by the people in the area and he felt responsible to help.
Sort of it feel very responsible. Okay, and that's another good reason. Why did he go? Anyone else? Yes, 6.
To increase the people's faith.
Increase people's faith. Yes, it helps for. Anyone else? I'm telling you, there's a very, very important reason that the monks and nuns should learn. Anyone? I heard of I heard so many stories from the Vietnamese monks who practice mantras like this, secret school monks, and they would go to people's house and fight demons and ghosts. It's very commonplace in Vietnam, by the way. Okay, that's how they got they pay back the supporters. They got more support from the people by going to people's house and help out with their problems. This is very common in Vietnam. Okay, the secret school, that's what they're known for. They're known for going and help people out to their homes. Okay, and help them out. But let me tell you, a very important reason here. Why he went? Why you want to go as well? Okay, monks and nuns, do you know? You give up? Okay, $10 for monks and nuns. You guess right, I give you $10. Huh? What's the reason? You are really so naive, you have no idea. Yes, you too. Why would he want? If you're able to go to heal, why would you want to go to people's house? Yes, you too.
Emitofuo, Master. We have 2 answers, one from Diego, one from Stefan, and they both say, was it to inspire faith?
Inspire faith, we heard that. It's not wrong, but what else? You go to people's home, okay? And you recite this mantra. Okay, you recite that, and they get well. What's going to happen after that? They offer you pu or tea and food. See, I didn't know you didn't know that. You see that? It's very practical. They offer you tea and then food. You have a free meal. As you can imagine, he lived in the mountains, so I know he didn't have a lot of money, didn't have a lot of, good, tasty food, so that's when you go. How are you going to live without me, boys and girls? You're so naive. What's even a stronger reason why you want to go? Yes, sir. 5. Blessings, you go. Yeah, you have more blessings. That's true. Yes, 1.
Not just food and tea, but also donations.
Donation, yes. I didn't want to bring up money because I always look at the donation box. Betray my real desires. Okay? True. What else? Yes, Wei Mountain.
Master, is it he wanted to act as a field of blessing for those and great plant condition for those sick people?
Yeah, you're going to feel blessing. All those are standard answers. I want you to know really insider information that the monks don't talk about. But since this opportunity, I need to train my students. Why would you want to go to people's homes? Yes, 5.
For a place to rest.
They have nicer furniture than the monks. True, okay? Especially rich people. You go there and you see these things you don't normally see. And what's another real important reason? Want to give up? No imagination. It's just because these people don't have to do it. I do it for you. That's why you don't have to do it. That's why you have no clue, okay? When I'm done, you say, okay, now what? Yes, Wei Mao.
Is it to practice the sand technique?
Practice sand technique. No, I didn't use sand. Sand is not as powerful as Great Compassion Mantra, by the way. Okay, nowhere near. Yes, 5.
To get followers.
To get alms.
Followers? Disciples?
More disciples. Not a bad idea. I didn't think of that. Let me tell you the real reason why you want to go, boys and girls. Are you paying attention? Yes, Wei Mao.
Thank you, Master. Is it because the ghosts that afflict people don't usually leave the house, so you have an opportunity to meet them on their terrain and really help the root cause of people's problems?
That's a really good reason too. My reason is much more practical. You give up? That's it? You want to hear my reason? Okay. To limit the number of people you have to help, you idiots. If you say, the calling is a master, can you help? And you say, oh, yeah, I can help. But you know what? I have to go to Mr. A and I go to Mr. B. Can I come to you a little bit later? So you only have to help 3 people because of the travel time. If you sit there and you help them, you recite a mantra and you help them, he can do that, okay? Then you have to do more work. For what? Okay? You're not impressed. You're so spoiled. Master takes care of everything, Wei Mao.
Master, I have a chance to go with the Sangha to lay people house. Usually we go there, they will ask about their feng shui and ask Master to help looking out for their house to see anything to get rid of and help them out.
Now you know why I do the spiritual sand, because it has to be physical. See, I come to you, I spread the sand, and that's when you get donations. Make them feel guilty. You have to travel so far, and then you have to work so hard, and they say, would you like a cup of coffee? How would you feel? It's like you're not showing gratitude properly. You see? So, yeah, all those are reasons, but the main thing is that you don't want to overdo it. Okay? Just go to people's homes. But let me tell you, you don't have to. You can also have the option of say, today, there's a quota of 2. It's open bidding now. See, this is American. Never mind, okay, I'm pushing it too hard. Upon arriving household, there is a sick person. He began to recite a great compassion mantra. Illness was cured. This monk is cool. He has power. It's what is the nature of his power. He's kind and compassionate. Okay, when you practice kindness and compassion, you too a very powerful tool would be the Great Compassion Mantra and the hands and eyes. And then Master Shua said, this is actually a secret school thing. I'm not sure, I don't like the way he explained it, the secret school. I have no idea what he's talking about, like he's talking to a kid. Yeah, into this. Yeah. Until it's a secret. And say, when you then know the secret anymore, you see? Same with mantras too. They say, here, this is a secret, and so forth and so forth. On and on and on, Wei Ming and the 6 Veitra and so forth. Skin, crawls and so forth. It's too much. I don't like it. Anyone has any questions? I don't like it. I'm not going to go into it. We listened to it already. You can go over it yourself. You don't need me. I just don't like it. Then you might ask me, what's this school? Okay, secret school, I don't know, okay, but you ask me, I have to venture and answer. Secret school is a school that recites mantras. In Pure Land school, we recite Buddha's name, some mantras, but the purpose is to go to the Pure Land. Chan school, we practice meditation to become enlightened. Secret school, the specialty is to use mantras, okay, and use the power of mantras. Okay, mantras are very powerful. Pure Land, we recite the Buddha's name, so depend on the Buddha's power. Chan school, you depend on your own power. Okay, that's why you build your muscles, build your samadhi. That's how you become stronger. Okay, Chan school builds muscles. Never mind. Okay, secret school is different. Secret school is they specialize in reciting mantras, and these mantras have the mantra powers. What kind of powers? The mantras have the power to deal with the ghosts, the in-world. Remember? Chan school is yourself, your muscles. Pure Land is Buddha's power to help you. Secret school is you use mantras to deal with ghosts, command ghosts, and deal with ghosts. That's how it works. Okay? That's the attractiveness of the secret school. And in China, secret school has been is extinct. There's no more secret school in China. But Master YongHua is the one who brought secret school, who revived it and brought it to the United States. Okay, so we have a quasi-secret school because we use mantras. Why? Because in our work, we deal with a lot of ghosts and demons. This story is an example of such. That there's an epidemic and there's no cure possible. That's when you go back to secret school to deal with the ghost directly. And that's how he's able to heal them, to help them, because he recited mantras and scared these ghosts away. And that's the power of those mantras. Okay? And so it doesn't matter how you explain it, but each school have their own strength. Okay, Chan school is the muscles that help you become stronger and carry more people. Okay, Pure Land school, you depend on the Buddha's power to bring you to safety and then become a Buddha. Secret school is you deal with ghosts. Okay, and you fight with them. Those are the 3 schools in Buddhism. Okay, my teacher, Master YongHua, was a specialist in secret school, so we shouldn't joke about his explanation about secret school. I just don't like the way he explained it. Okay, for me, it sounds like he's explaining to a kid. Okay, secret and not secret is too much for you. Okay, secret school is basically the use of mantras to deal with ghosts. Okay? And What are mantras? Mantras are secret words from a Buddha. That's where the secret comes from, in my opinion. Secret school is that you use the secret words of the Buddha to do the work, to deal with the invisible world. That's why it's called secret. The mantras contains a lot of secrets. Secrets, what kind of secrets? Most of them are unintelligible to you. You don't understand them. Furthermore, these mantras carry with them the Buddha's intention, which is not totally clear to all of us. Okay, Master YongHua is one of the rare monks who are able to explain the meaning of the Shrangama mantra, the Great Compassion mantra, this mantra and mantra. You see, he's able to understand the mantra to that level. It's very, very impressive. Okay, but still, he doesn't understand. He cannot possibly understand the full meaning of mantras. That's why it's secret. That's my explanation. I don't care if it's secret to you, not secret to me. It's for children. Let me tell you, secret is because the Buddha has secret intentions when he taught us those mantras. And don't think you understand them all. That's why it's secret. That's a reminder. Be humble. Yes, you too.
This question from Ron Yi. Master, may I ask, what's the difference between ghosts and demons? What are demons?
Okay. Ghosts are troublemakers. Demons are like killers. When you deal with ghosts, the range, the nature of the problem is more trouble. Okay? They cause trouble. Ghosts cause trouble. The ghosts of the temple, for example, if you misbehave, they will pull your hair at night, tickle your feet, okay? Because they're troublemakers. They love troublemakers. They come, they sit on you, say, hey, babe. Okay? So no one knows that you are a troublemaker, but the ghost knows. And that's why they come and play with you. Okay? So they're just troublemakers. Okay? The demons, in contrast, the demons are killers. They are destructive. The demon's purpose in life is to destroy. Ghost's purpose is to cause trouble for you, to afflict you, but not necessarily kill you. Okay? Demons, they're killers. So what do demons do? Demons employ ghosts for their work as well. Okay? So demons are in charge, have authority over the ghosts. So the demons, when they want to kill you, they employ ghosts to do this, do that, which ghosts will specialize certain things, and then eventually you end up in your demise. Demons are very powerful. You don't mess with it. Even bodhisattvas are afraid of demons. They should be. Okay? Be humble. Know your limitations. You only so much you know. Okay? All of us. Unless you're Buddha, then I apologize. If you're not a Buddha, you don't know everything. Okay? Be more humble. There's a lot of people who know a lot more than you. You can't recognize them. When they look at you, they look at the way you talk, the way you walk, and say, that's what you are. Okay? So that's a secret school for you, and it's about spiritual penetration and so forth. Yes, 6.
Emitofuo Master, so are ghosts and demons our past creditors?
They could be. Okay, it could be like this is where they live. Okay, we come to go force. We invaded their territory, and so we took over our properties. Okay, where we rent or where we lease or where we buy a piece, that's now becomes our property. When we release of something, then on the contract it says we are entitled to have the full use of the property. Okay, and then that becomes temporarily under our jurisdiction. That's why we're able to tell the ghost and said, if you want to stay here, you better behave. You misbehave, we kick you out, and you're not allowed to come back. You come back, we kill you. Or maybe sometimes we beat you up first. Okay? So in its enforcement, very much like, without the police, without the soldiers, the bad elements are free to do whatever they please. Okay? The same thing in our system. The ghosts and demons are troublemakers, they're killers, but we also have invisible protectors. They're called Dharma protectors, so you have nothing to worry about. Okay? At the temple, we have those. Okay? Otherwise, we can't really function. That's life. Just very much here. Without the soldiers, without the policemen, we can't have an orderly society. Same thing, same principle. Okay? But it's invisible world. It's not something that ordinary people understand. This is on the spiritual side. So that's why for most people, intellectuals, they don't understand the invisible world and they're too arrogant. They think they know everything and they only know what they can see. What they don't know, what they cannot see. Okay? But they're too arrogant to think otherwise. Okay? Life is visible and invisible. Visible, you can see, you can feel it, you can smell it, you can taste it. Anyone can do that. Invisible is that you've lived like that already. You have this sense, yeah? You sense things, don't you? You sense danger? No? Men? The women can do that. You can? They can sense danger because they are preyed on. So they learn at a very young age and sharpen it as they get older, unless they become richer and then surrounded by bodyguards and they lose their sensitivity. But when you under these difficult circumstances, your senses are sharper. Okay? So you sense danger, you sense good energy, you sense bad energy. I hear so many of you talk like that all the time. That's normal. Okay? But intellectuals, they say, this is nonsense. I can't see it, therefore it's not real. Okay? Who asked you to believe? When you, in case in point, the doctors, these medical people, when COVID-19 happened, everyone runs scared. What did doctors do? They feared for their life, just like in this story. Okay, they put on masks, and they sanitize their hands. Did we do that? We can't care less. We couldn't care less, because we know that COVID ghost is not a big deal. Okay, we still open the temple to the people who needed help. That's it. So you see, this story is here. You believe, fine. You don't believe, that's fine too. It doesn't matter to us. Okay. But you see, it's not the first time. This is what monks and nuns have been doing. See, this is another story of in the Buddhist world where a monk did that to help others because they're able to, because they must. They can't turn a blind eye on. and let the demons and ghosts run wild. Master YongHua, my teacher, had to do that. My Vietnamese master could not do that because it's all brains here, okay? It's all knowledge here. That's fine, okay? But it's different. Different people have different skills, different interests in our Sangha. All right, so, and he talked about different vichan, Pure Land, and mantras, okay? Which matter help hell, okay? Why is that the name of Lord God? Okay, so any questions and comments about that? Yes, sir, 5.
Yeah, I have a question. What mantras would I be able to start reciting tonight?
Too soon for you to recite mantras. Here's a problem with the Tibetans or the people who practice secret school. There's two problems with secret schools. Okay, number one, a lot of people recite mantras, but they are not developing the mantra power because they don't know how to develop it. So you could be reciting mantras for your entire life and you get nowhere at all. All right? So that's the first problem. Most secret schools, practitioners, I've seen those Vietnamese, I've seen those Tibetans, they are not capable of wielding the full power of mantras. They talk about it, but they can't do much. For this epidemic here, even like COVID, yeah, we recited mantras to help the COVID victims. Didn't have to go to people's homes either. They come in. I said, okay, people are frightened out of their wits. They're scared for their lives. We help. If you ask. Free. Because free, I didn't go to people's homes. So I had to help a lot of people. That's why I learned. In the future, I go to people's homes. Yes, one.
Master, on the slide where it says investigating Chan is not reciting Buddha's name, is not doing mantras, I see that Master YongHua talks about Chan, investigating Chan. Seems like he only means doing Huatou when he says that. Is that the case? And is that the traditional Chinese way of thinking about Chan?
I have no idea. I never had a chance to ask him, so I can't answer for him. Okay, but my thinking is different. That's why I don't care for the way that he talked to his students. I don't teach you that way. Okay, I'm curious about how he taught his students. Now I've seen it, I heard it, I do it differently, and I will not change. That's why I don't want to spend too much time going over how he taught his students. It's not of interest to me at all. Okay, not this section. That's why I skimmed through it. You feel free to come back. He has a very good reasons why he did it that way. I have my own reasons to teach it differently. Okay. So the first problem is that people are enamored with the name mantras and the spiritual things, the wielding power over the ghosts. To me, wrong motivation. Because of wrong motivation, you will not be able to wield the full power of the mantras. Okay, that's the first one. So that's why our emphasis is first, always with developing samadhi. That's the Buddhist fundamental approach. Once you have the strength, you can lift anything. You can wield a jackhammer, you can wield a hammer, you can wield a sword, you can wield a knife. Okay? Whereas someone who only learns how to wield a knife, how to do the sword like that, okay, is not necessarily more effective. Okay? You look at, for example, in the samurai movies, in these the two samurais go together and go like this, and what do? And if you're weak, they kill you right there. You cannot stop the speed of their sword, okay? It goes through your arm and cut you in half. Right there is the first test. Don't tell me about mantras. Don't tell me about anything, okay? Can you take my hit? You see movies, you don't understand the message. I love movies. I learn so much from movies. I look at this and I say, I want to learn samadhi first. It's not clear to you? Am I the only one who watches samurai movies and got so much out of it? So many lessons. Let me tell you. I'm not telling you about ninjas yet. Okay? Got that? That's a problem. Number two, if you are able to recite mantras, like many of these secret school people that I saw, I have a problem with them. What problems? They abuse them. That's my worst fear. Is that when I teach you become stronger, use mantras, my worst fear that keeps me up at night is that you abuse them. It's my fault if you abuse them. Because I'm the one who give it to you. That is what worries me. That's why it's too early for you to learn mantras. You have no muscles. Okay? You don't know. You have any wisdom. You lose your temper. You say, die. Why don't you die? You could kill people. Well, maybe harm them. You can't kill people yet. See, it's a problem. With strength, with power, with knowledge comes responsibility. You better learn that first. Before you acquire power, you acquire knowledge, you acquire strength. That's my approach. Okay? You can't say, well, man, I know exactly which mantra you upheld. Is it? Are we in this section already? Which one did we stop?
On 265.
265. When mantra you upheld, can't say which mantra you upheld. I know exactly which mantra you upheld. Okay? Okay, 264. Okay. Yes. 7.
Thank you, Master. Does learning how to take a hit means not giving up? Or can you develop a way to...
Do you have a box? Do you have a box?
Yeah, at my car maybe. Yes.
Get to a boxing ring. Then you know what taking a hit means. Boxing is a sport of getting hit.
So like today, I was with my girlfriend's kids at the mall, and I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling good with my body, and I was like, what can I do in this situation? And I was like, well, I guess maybe the only thing is not give up and just kind of learn how to deal with it. I can't really do anything in the moment. So that's why I'm just wondering, does taking a hit just mean not giving up? Or is there a skill to feel good right after getting hit?
Get into a boxing ring, you mean what you understand what it means to take a hit.
So when I've been in fights, I get hit and I just hit back. I just try to survive.
That works. It's many different variations. All right, anyone else? Yes, 6. People, I think people look at the wrong side. People are impressed with how you can hit people, how you can hit people. But I'm more impressed by people who can take a beating. Because I'm been beaten up my entire life by a bunch of losers. I had to take a beating. You have no choice. That's my angle. You learn to take a beating. That's how you surpass them. Think of a boxer getting hit, and it hurts. You get harmed, you get injured. But eventually, they get tired. You don't give up, they get tired. That's what taking a hit means. You bear it. You endure the suffering. Eventually, they get tired. Then you can kill them. Not that I advise you to kill them, but eventually you emerge victorious. The Westerners are impressed with, I beat you, I'm the stronger man. No. Who survived is the winner. In my book. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Master. So, when someone has a sickness or is sick, we think, or there is like the karmic part involved. But then, for example, imagine somebody has high cholesterol. So, if they try to eat healthy, can they change that sickness, or because the karma is involved, there is nothing they can do?
You can use a lot of aspects to sicknesses. It's the physical aspect, improper nutrition, bad lifestyle habits, and you cause problems for yourself. But what you also know from this story here, whether you believe it or not, that in this story here, if you believe this story, then this guy, this Fa Guang, shows up in someone's house. Doctor could not prescribe anything that could heal the patient. And he recited a mantra, and the patient is healed. It's fact right there. So the people who are not exposed to it, say it's a monkey business, it's a superstition. No problem. Who asked you to believe? So when your mother is dying, your daughter is dying, your son is dying, that's when you open your mind. Until then, doesn't matter. For these monks, they are the last resorts. People, when they exhausted the medical resources, they said, okay, I tried everything already. I even prayed to God already. It didn't work. I called to my Lama, COVID. I said, go back to your temple. Ask for help. They can help. But they didn't get help. So they had to come back. He said, you're a total stranger. Why do we have to deal with you? Anyway, Results speak for themselves. I don't care if you believe or not. But when you're in need, when your mother is in need, your son is in need, okay, then it's a lot easier for you to open your mind. It's not about believing, it's about benefiting you. Okay? When you need it, and we happen to be there, we're going to help. You don't want to ask for help? No problem. But there's many reasons, not just the ghosts alone. But, physically, you do it to yourself. Lifestyle is a problem, big problem in modern days. We eat wrong, we don't exercise. That's why we're causing problems in our bodies. But also, it's not just you yourself, but also it's environmental. All these people are sick. I hear of so many new viruses that are incurable. COVID is a thing that stopped the entire world. But there's so many viruses, dengue fever. I heard the latest one is also incurable as well. It tells you right there that the demons and the ghosts are quite busy. They're keeping busy. Okay? Such is life. Stop whining. Deal with it. Take a beating. You too.
Thank you, Master. On the topic of taking a beating and taking a hit, for my Dharma brother Daniel, I just watched the UFC. Was it welterweight, middleweight?
Inoue, I like him. Wow, so skinny.
This past.
Did you see him? Anyone see him?
I think it's a little bit more weight, Master. I think it's like middleweight or.
No, welterweight. He's skinny. He's skinnier than hell. He has no chest muscles.
I don't.
Did you see that?
About
for a guy that hits so hard and so fast, like this guy, he has no chest at all. It's amazing to me.
Are you talking about the fight last Saturday, Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett?
No, I'm talking Inoue.
Inoue. Oh,
that Japanese guy. I love him. Violent. You get in the ring with him, you know he's going to kill you. And he's so skinny. Yeah. He's so fast.
Yeah.
Because I like it because it's a matter of life and death. Okay? You get in a boxing ring, they kill you. You could get killed. So what's impressed me, I watched that boxing match. Just look up YouTube. Okay? I learned a lot from YouTube. Now you know all my wisdom, where all my knowledge comes from. I saw this guy. Okay? They're like at the top contenders. And saw this guy fighting a much bigger and more muscular guy. And this comes out, the Japanese guy, the chest is so flat. But when they boxed, his arm speed is about twice as fast as the other bigger guy. It's amazing. No, but you can hear the sound of the punch. Excuse me. Where the other go, technique, but this go. It's fascinating to me. Yeah, go ahead, make your point.
Oh,
sorry.
You're making it for me beautifully. Thank you, Master. I just wanted to draw everyone's attention. So, like the grizzled veteran Justin Gaethje, who throws bricks for punches and is a lifelong wrestler. He's the veteran, and he's facing the up-and-coming, the next Conor McGregor, Paddy Pimblett, Paddy the Baddy, who's about as pale-faced, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, puppy doe, bad. I mean, he's called Paddy the Baddy because he is bad. And so it's a big fight. And Geiji has nothing to lose and goes in and just pounds this dude. I mean, this Geiji's a fighter who has hit people and dropped them cold with just like in like the first 30 seconds of a round. Like no questions, just they're done.
That's Inoue.
And
yeah.
yeah. And what really impressed me, and I thought Daniel maybe a good visual reference of taking a punch from one paleface perspective. This dude's face just became mashed potatoes and gravy. I mean, it was brutal. 3 rounds of Geiji punches to the face, and he took it. And as a young upcoming fighter, he survived. He did not tap out.
Yeah.
He did not get knocked out. His face looked bad. I mean, it looked bad.
Yeah, bad. Please text me the name of those fighters. I'd love to take a closer look.
Sure. My pleasure, Master.
Research, folks. Research. Professional research. Thank you. Okay, thank you, everyone. Let's stop here tonight.